Hello, everybody. My name is Jude. I'm here today with my colleagues Linda Soldo and Kelly Gordon. Thank you all for being here. I love when I get applause. Thank you for nothing. I have to start with the housekeeping, which is changing day to day. We are no longer required to ask you to wear masks, but so it's up to your own discretion. Please know that when we have presenters that want masks, we will ask you to mask. We also ask you to keep the social distancing. If we give you the option of not wearing a mask, you must keep socially distant. It's the fine print in the mandate, so you have to look at that stuff. I also ask you to please turn off your cell phones or put them on mute or vibrate or whatever makes you happy, but turn them on. And something else, on the exits, as you can see, are stage right, stage left, and back of the house. But good. He's my memory. Today is always a very special day for me, not just because it's St. Patrick's Day. I almost said Valentine's Day. I don't know why. St. Patrick's Day, not that I'm Irish, but also because we have Fiddlers Green. As you know, you probably recognize Larry Mosier because he is our sound
Every
guru.
Sunday.
He's our sound genius. And then we have the other sound genius, Patrick, so you probably recognize them. They are fun, they're wonderful, and it's not music and instruments you hear in this way all the time, and that is one of the things to look at. You're going to have a wonderful time today. You can bounce around in your seats. We're not going to turn the lights down so you can stand up and bounce around.
Yeah, we like to see you.
So have a great time, enjoy yourselves, and welcome Fiddlers Green.
Thank you, Drew.
Thank you so much. All right, well, yeah, it is so nice to be back live, in person, with people over there. Unlike most Sundays when I'm sitting over where Kelly is, looking over here, now I can see you.
Yes.
And it's such a treat. I think we did our first show, about a week ago, live. It's been 2 years.
2 years.
Did anybody watch our virtual show we did for the library last year?
No, they did.
So that was a way to keep going, and that's kind of permanent, but that's nice. So I'm just gonna get set up for accordion, and let's see. Did we decide who's leading Musha?
Oh,
Not go yet.
So is Max, unless he's not here.
Max. Okay. I just wasn't sure.
And thanks for braving the weather out there. I know it's a fine, soft day, but we knew you could, trundle over the moors and make it hair.
All right, I just have to get this on here. This is getting heavier.
Get the safety off that thing.
We gotta strap the jetpack on.
I'm looking to see if anybody's running away. No.
No, you got two banjos and an accordion in one
Yep.
room.
Yep.
Their doors are locked. You ain't going there.
That's right. I guess that'll be good enough for this one. Oh, wait a second. I have a lump in my in my shirt.
You lock your accordion?
All right, then.
Okay, almost. And oh, you do it in C, right? Yep. Finally ready. So, this is an old favorite, going back many, many years, and Max is going to lead.
Mush-a-rea-dum-da, whack-fall-a-daddy-o, whack-fall-a-daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar. Oh, as I was out walking on Kilgara Mountain, I met Colonel Farrell and his money was counting. I drew forth my pistol and I rattled out my saber. I said, stand and deliver, for I am the old deceiver.
Mush-a-ring-dum-dum-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
All the money in me hand, it looked so fine and jolly. I brought it right straight home to give it to my Molly. She promised and she swore never to deceive me, but the devil's in the women and they all lie so easy.
Mush-a-ring-dum-dum-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
I went to my chamber to prepare myself for slumber, dreaming gold and silver, but sure it was no wonder. Molly took my pistols and she filled them up with water, and called on Colonel Farrell to make ready for a slaughter.
Mush-a-ring-dum-dum-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Next morning early, between 6 and 7, guards stood around me in numbers all uneven. I sprang for my pistol, but alas, I was mistaken. I couldn't shoot the water, so a prisoner I was taken.
Mush-a-ring-dum-dum-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
They took me to the jail without the judge's right, for robbing Colonel Farrell upon Kilgarra Mountain. They did not take me fists, so I knocked that jailer down. Bid no fond farewell to that jail in Sligo town.
Mush-a-ring-dum-dum-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Now some they takes delight in the boxing and the bowling, and others takes delight in them carriages a rolling. I takes my delight in the juice of the barley, and courting pretty fair maids in the morning bright and early.
Mush-a-ring-dum-dum-da. Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey in the jar.
Mush-a-ring-dum-dum-da.
Whack for the daddy-o, whack for the daddy-o, there's whiskey
In the jar.
Thank you very much.
Oh, we had some
We're going
help.
to turn this over to Patrick.
We had some help.
Yes,
We did have some
So you guys have heard that one before, I guess, huh?
So, Patrick Francis Kelly O'Rourke. With the amazing voice.
Don't forget it's
Going to take it up. And while you introduce, I'm going to see if I can get us maybe a little more monitor.
So you probably heard this one before too. Anybody been to Dublin and seen these? There's this beautiful statue with a cart in front of her, and she's a fair. What is it? It was a fair lass and all that kind of stuff. When I went to Dublin, I did not see the Molly Malone statue. I had the person who was with me was more than a suitable substitute, and but this is one of the how do you put it? One of those happy go sad Irish tunes. You know, I mean, I wrote a song myself. We may do it later, and it's got banshees and dancing, and it's in 6/8.
Oh,
so
we have to do that.
so it's like that's an Irish song. But you ready?
Almost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Larry's wearing 2 hats today.
Yeah. Oh, I am for sure. And actually, it's more than 2.
Okay.
There, let's.
It gets heavier and heavier every year.
So the fact that I'm performing didn't excuse me from doing the tech stuff, so. Okay. Okay. Probably shouldn't have to do that again.
Okay. All right, feel free to sing along. I think you have to, actually. And apologies to anyone who's genuinely or of the old sod. I am a first-generation American, basically. So talking about the brogue is quite easy for me, but I don't mean to offend anybody. so no offense, none taken. Right.
And nobody doesn't know this chorus. I learned it in second grade. I don't know about you.
In Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, 'twas there I first met sweet Molly Malone. She drove her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She was a fishmonger, and that was no wonder. Her father and mother were fishmongers too. They drove their wheelbarrows through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. She died of the fever, and no one could save her, and that was the end of sweet Molly Malone. Now her ghost drives a barrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh. Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh. Thank you so much. Yes, a true classic there. A real classic.
Oh, okay. I can't believe you had to actually encourage me to talk. The next one is an Irish hornpipe. There are various types of tunes. There are jigs. There are reels. There are Irish polkas, and there are hornpipes. Hornpipe is a slightly different rhythm. This is called An Cúbhra Dan. It means did I pronounce that right? An Cúbhra Dan? Oh, well, nobody objected, so. That's Gaelic for the brown coffin. However, it's a fairly cheerful tune, so it either is not about a funeral or it is about an Irish funeral, which we'll get to that later. So.
Okay. And I'm going to be playing this thing here. So,
What is that thing?
who knows what this is? Well, it's a hammered dulcimer. So it's basically a harp-type instrument that goes back thousands of years. They do not play it in Ireland. They have the Celtic harp, but we have it here. So what does that kind of sound? And we're going to do the song, kind of a marchy, hornpipey thing. Are you okay on there?
I just want to make sure.
Okay. An Cúbhra Dan. Vancouver done. So I have to shift again. So Mary, you want to introduce Gypsy Rover?
Okay. So, this is a song from one of the genres of folk music. There are maybe 5 or 6 different themes. One of my favorites being the murdered girlfriend. That's one theme. And then there's the he died, she died thing. So, and there are maybe thousands of songs on each of those.
This is a lot more cheerful
Yeah,
than that.
yeah. Well, this is a song on the theme of the highborn lady running off with the bad boy, like the Hells Angels guy of the day. And there are many songs written on that theme. This one's probably familiar, the Gypsy Rover or the Whistling Gypsy. And if you can whistle, yeah, that would help us. Because I can't, Larry can't.
Well, not very well,
Okay,
anyway.
you can. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I actually put that on my resume. I get paid to whistle.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
To whistle?
Whistle?
Really?
Yes.
To
Whistlers,
whistle.
and that's 3 too many.
So this has one of the, whoops, this is going to fall down.
Uh-oh.
This song has one of the best and most well-known choruses. And I think I must have first heard this song back in the 1950s. Many of us are old enough to remember the 1950s. And when music like this was actually on the radio. So several generations have gone by since then. But I was a little kid in my, single digits, and I loved the music. And it started a love for old-time folk music of all kinds after that. Anyway, this is the Gypsy Rover or the Whistling Gypsy. In case you don't know it, the chorus goes, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. So, I'm going to do a nose scratch, but there's going to be more. Mary and I used to perform in group homes for some pretty low-functioning handicapped folks. And at one home in Massapequa we used to go to regularly, there was this one woman named Nancy. She was very, very damaged, but she was so sweet and mostly happy. And we would do this song, and when we do this song, she'd stand up and sing, "Ah-dee-doo." It was so sweet. So you can do that if you want to. Now the Gypsy Rover came over the hill, down through the valley so shady. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Well, she left her father's castle gate, left her own fond lover. She left her servants and the state to follow the Gypsy Rover. Ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-doo, ah-day, ah-dee-doo, ah-dee-day-dee. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Her father saddled his fastest steed to ride the valleys all over. He sought his daughter at great speed, and the whistling gypsy whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Well, he rode till he came to a castle fine, down by the river Clady, and there was music and there was wine, the gypsy and his lady. Addy-do, addy-do, addy, addy-do, addy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. No gypsy, my father, she said, but lord of these lands all over, and I will stay till my dying day with my whistling gypsy rover. Addy-do, addy-do, addy, addy-do, addy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Addy-do, addy-do, addy, addy-do, addy-day. He whistled and he sang till the green woods rang, and he won the heart of a lady. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I have to thank Kelly Gordon for sitting in for me at the video table today.
Yeah.
Because if I had to clone myself, I'd have to charge extra.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to turn it over to Mighty Max Rowland.
Mighty Max.
Mighty Max.
Well, it's true. It's true. I think he's
He's a mighty fine soul, isn't he? Now?
Yeah.
All right. So feel free to join in on the chorus and anything else you may be able to. This song is a bit of a sobriety test, but I'm not sure in which direction.
Well, you know, it is only a Monday at 1 o'clock, but Mary and I set up off this morning. Thursday.
A weekday.
Is it?
Not a weekday. Close enough. It's been a long week.
Yeah, well, it's St. Patrick's Day. We started driving, and Mary said, "Now, you know, in some places people start drinking at what, 9 in the morning?"
7.
She said, "Watch 7. So watch out on the
I was
road."
just making a reference to when I was in undergraduate school.
Plattsburgh.
That was that was many decades ago.
Yeah.
They would get in line at 7 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
I swear I didn't, but they did. It didn't matter what day of the week it was. It was, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Take it away, Max.
There was a bog, a rare bog and a rattling bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh.
Oh, roll the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, roll the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh.
Now in this bog there was a hole, 'twas a rare hole and a rattling hole, and the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh.
Oh, roll the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, roll the rattling bog, the bog down in the
No, that's several. No, not the Hitchcock birds. No.
Oh, sorry.
Oh. All right, that's enough of that. And the bird and the egg and the egg and the nest and the nest and the twig and the twig and the branch and the branch and the limb and the limb and the tree and the tree and the hole and the bog down in the valley, yo.
Oh, roll the rattling bog, rock down in the valley, yo. Oh, roll the rattling bog, rock down in the valley, yo.
Now on this bird there was a feather, 'twas a rare feather and a rattling feather. And the feather and the bird and the bird and the egg and the egg and the nest and the nest and the twig and the twig and the branch and the branch and the limb and the limb and the tree and the tree and the hole and the bog down in the valley, yo.
Oh, roll the rattling bog, rock down in the valley, yo. Oh, roll the rattling bog, rock down in the valley, yo.
Now on this feather there was a louse.
Ew.
What?
What?
Really? You're singing about lice?
Just a louse. One
single
louse.
Ew.
There's no such thing as just one.
Well, there was one louse.
Wait.
mean
Quit your nitpicking. Let's see. That's my Brothers type line. So anyway.
Oh boy, that was painful. And the louse and the feather and the feather and the egg and the nest and the nest and the twig and the twig and the branch and the branch and the limb and the limb and the tree and the tree and the hole and the bog down in the valley, yo.
Oh, roll the rattling bog, rock down in the valley, yo. Oh, roll the rattling bog, rock down in the valley, yo. Oh, roll the rattling bog, rock down in the valley, yo. Oh, roll the rattling bog,
And the bog down in the valley, yo. Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring it back to Patrick with a beautiful, gorgeous song called "Come Back to Erin."
Yeah, it's not too popular. I haven't heard too many people do this. I got it from a guy named John McCormick. Anybody ever hear of him? He's kind of faded into the gray there. But he's kind of the reason I do this stuff. I used to sing the rock and roll and that kind of stuff, and my cousin's father-in-law was a bel canto. You know, he was a very good opera singer, and he introduced me to this fellow, and I found I could kind of sing along with him some of the time. So, and I found a few things we could do. This one's called "Come Back to Erin." It's one thing to keep in mind is that it's from a long time ago, and he's actually longing for his love, who's only over in England, which is a lifetime away in the 1800s. So maestro, if you please. Come back to Erin, my morning, my morning. Come back, Arun, to the land of thy birth. Come with the shamrocks in springtime of Arnin, and its Killarney shall ring with our mirth. Sure, when we lent ye to beautiful England, little we thought of the lone winter days. Little we thought of the hush of the starshine over the mountains, the bluffs and the braes. Then come back to Erin, my morning, my morning. Come back, Arun, to the land of thy birth. Come with the shamrocks in springtime of Arnin, and its Killarney shall ring with our mirth. Oh, may the angels awaking and sleeping watch o'er my bird in the land far away, and it's my prayers will consign to their keeping, care o'er my jewel by night and by day. When by the fireside I watch the bright embers, then all my heart flies to England and thee, craving to know if my darling remembers, or if her thoughts are crossing to me. Then come back to heaven, my warning, my warning. Come back grown to the land of thy birth. Come with the shamrocks in springtime of morning, and it's Killarney shall ring with our mirth. Thank you so much. That's very nice, guys. Thanks. That's very nice.
All right, now we'll have our first song by Maria Fairchild, who joined us right before I think we had the COVID shutdowns.
That's right.
And then we had a couple of years where we did the virtual show, but now we're here live, and Maria is an expert in old-time music, especially Appalachian.
Which is closely related to Irish music.
A lot of it came from there.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, this is an old song from Ireland, probably back in the 19th century, and it's actually a kid's song. They would kind of dance around, almost like Ring Around the Rosie, and clap and change places while they sing the song.
You guys can sing on the chorus. They can sing the chorus.
If you can catch on, I'll tell my mom.
Yeah, they,
I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and steal my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't you tell me who is she? Albert Mooney says he loves her. All the boys are fighting for her. Knock on the door and they ring the bell. Oh, my true love, are you well? Here she comes as white as snow. Rings on her fingers, bells on her toes. Old Jenny Morey says she'll die if she doesn't get the boy with the roving eye. I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. Pull my hair, steal my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't you tell me who is she? Let the wind and the rain and style blow high. Let's all come tumbling from the sky. She's as nice as apple pie. She'll get her own boy by and by. When she gets a lad of her own, she won't tell her ma till she comes home. Let the boys stay as they will, for it's Albert Mooney she loves still. I tell my ma when I go home, the boys won't leave the girls alone. They pull my hair and steal my comb, but that's all right till I go home. She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't tell me who is she? She is handsome, she is pretty, she is the belle of Belfast City. She is courting 1, 2, 3. Please won't tell me who is she?
Okay. So, Mayor, want to introduce Haste to the Wedding and Kitty? Because I got to switch again.
Okay. Yeah, I know you have to take off one parachute and put on another one. Yeah. So, once again, some fiddle tunes. 2 fiddle tunes this time in a set. Haste to the Wedding and Kitty McGee. Haste to the Wedding is a jig. They're both jigs. Jigs, the type of tune, like a jig or a reel, refers
Well,
to the rhythm.
If you don't know what,
refers to the rhythm
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
So a jig is a tune.
that goes.
In technical language, it goes jiggity, 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 jig.
Yeah.
6, 8 times.
So
1,
now
2,
you
3,
know
4, 5,
about
6, 7,
jigs.
8, 9, 10.
Okay. Kitty McGee is a tune that goes all the way back to the 1700s. I'm not Kitty McGee. I'm sorry. Haste to the Wedding. Haste to the Wedding goes back to the 1700s. I'm not sure about Kitty McGee. So, Haste to the Wedding and Kitty McGee.
Wait a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We promise.
And you're going to be playing the dulcimer again. Okay.
All right.
Oh, wasn't that sweet?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, well, we're going to shoot over to Max again for a tune, a song that he introduced us to. About a fellow with a sort of a large jar.
It's a special
A 5-gallon jar, to be exact.
5 gallon, huh?
Not only a 5-gallon one, but it was a big one.
So this song was written in 1862, I believe. And it's an Irish song that may or may not have been written in New York, specifically about something, a possible consequence of overdoing your drink, or also taking drink from a vendor that maybe was slightly shy of reputable. You got to put a safety on that thing.
Yeah.
No, I forgot. It needs to speak. It wants to sing.
So in the 1800s, something could happen to you that was referred to as Shanghaiing, and Usually how this would happen is that you would go into a bar and you would buy a drink, or you'd go into a bar and you'd be offered a free drink. So that still goes today. If you walk into a bar and they're offering you free drinks, that's a red flag. Don't do it. Don't do it. A lot of times the drink would be spiked, and you would have your drink and you would pass out, and you would wake up the next morning on a ship that was at sea that you did not sign on to, and now you had to work on it for a pretty much indefinite period of time. That practice is referred to as Shanghai.
Yeah, explain the lightning thing.
Oh yeah, the chorus. I always forget to explain. So the chorus mentions a term called chain lightning. Now, chain lightning has two definitions. The scientific definition, the proper definition, and I'm not a scientist, so if there are any scientists and I'm saying this wrong, please correct me. From my understanding, it's when lightning comes down and hits a thing, and there is another thing near enough by that also conducts electricity, and the lightning goes from the first thing to that thing, then maybe to another thing, and to another thing, and then back, and so on. That's where chain lightning is scientifically. The alternate definition is when you're so drunk that you're moving in a direction and you bump into something and you turn and you move in another direction and bump into something else and you turn and so on and so on and so on until you find your way home, I guess.
Whatever you want to call it.
We'll say home.
Or maybe back to that ship.
Yeah.
Or maybe somewhere where you don't belong.
So you can try catching on to the chorus.
Everyone good?
Yep.
Come all ye jolly sailors, bold of limbs both near and far. I'll sing to you a ditty concerning Larry Marr. He owns a slop-up boarding house and sells rock-gut guitars, and the pride of New York City is his big 5-gallon jar. So if you want chain lightning, step into Larry Marr's. He'll serve you with abundance from his big 5-gallon jar. When first I came to New York town, I came here on a spree, and hear and tell that Larry's place I went the sights to see. Some drunken shills in the corner lay more swilling at the bar, and Larry was supplying them with his big 5-gallon jar. So if you want chain lightning, step into Larry Marr's. He'll serve you with abundance from his big 5-gallon jar. One drop of Larry's beverage will make your heart to ache, and when you get keeled over, your cash will surely take. But when you wake next morning, you'll be far outside the bar, removed away to Liverpool by Mr. Larry Marr. So if you want chain lightning, step into Larry Marr's. He'll serve you with abundance from his big 5-gallon jar. You may talk about Jamaican rums and Montague too, and all the Portine whiskeys brewed from port to Killaloo. They're merely but a cipher and well below the par. They can't compare with Larry and his big 5-gallon jar. So if you want chain lightning, step into Larry Marr's. He'll serve you with abundance from his big 5-gallon jar. Now this jar is inexhaustible, for when it is all done, Larry can replenish it in the snapping of a gun. Can't be
so we'll pass it over to Maria with something new she brought us.
This is a song, it's probably about 100 years old, but it talks about, it's really a song of nostalgia about missing the good old days, 100 years ago style. And it's written by a man named Sean Nolan, who was from County Wicklow, but he lived most of his life in the United States, and he was a vaudeville performer. And the name of the song is Colcannon, and that's a dish which is used to use up leftover mashed potatoes, right? And in fact, Max knows how to make it.
I make it all the time.
And it sounds really good.
It's nice to have friends who cook.
Yeah. And then the second verse talks about a potato cake, so it's just another form of using up leftover potatoes.
Did
And-
anybody see the Times today? I'm sorry.
What?
Because
What?
they actually mentioned it in the
mention
Boxty.
Colcannon?
Boxty
Oh,
is the
Boxty,
name
yeah.
for this potato pancake that is featured in the second verse.
I got excited. And I
And-
said, Maria, you're doing the potato song.
I'm very timely, I know.
Yeah.
And in the third verse, they talk about a creature called the chlorocon, which it's a form of a leprechaun. I didn't find a lot of consensus when I looked around. Some people think it's like a nasty leprechaun. Some think it's like a leprechaun who likes to drink.
Wait. Talking about my father?
So the chlorocon is in there too. Well, did you ever make colcannon made with lovely pickled cream, made with greens and scallions mingled like a picture in a dream? Did you ever make a hole on top to hold the melted flake of the creamy flavored butter that our mothers used to make? Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure, the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made colcannon in the little skillet pot? Well, did you ever take potato cake and boxty to the school, tucked underneath your oxter with your books, your slate and rule? When teacher wasn't looking, sure, a great big bite you'd take of the creamy flavored, soft and melting sweet potato cake. Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure, the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made colcannon in the little skillet pot? Well, did you ever go a-courting, boys, when the evening sun went down, and the moon began a-peeping from behind the hill a-down? You wandered down the boreen where the chlorocon were seen, and you whispered love and praises to your own dear sweet Colleen. Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure, the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made colcannon in the little skillet pot? Oh, you did, so you did, so did he, and so did I. And the more I think about it, sure, the nearer I'm to cry. Oh, weren't them the happy days when troubles we knew not, and our mothers made colcannon in the little skillet pot?
Going to bring it back to Patrick for a wonderful original piece that he put together a bunch of years ago. And we were recording some things, and he asked if maybe I could do a dulcimer part with it. So I did, and we've been liking it. We've been kind of doing it ever since. Yeah, okay.
Anywho, it's a song I wrote about I don't really need that. I had a dream under the influence of Vicodin. And it was a dream about my aunt who had passed away when I was a child. And made me realize I was closer to her than I had believed, because I was only about 3 or 4 when she passed away. And we share a name. Her name was Patsy. And we share almost born around the same time. And I was told I was named after my grandfathers, Patrick and Francis. And but sometimes I like to think that I was named after my Aunt Patsy. And let's see if we can get through this. So this is okay. So where are we at here? Oh, you get out of the way. And this is the one, like I said, it's in 6/8, and it's got banshees and ghosts and stuff, and Larry on the dulcimer really filled it out. So. Tonight I dance with Patsy's ghost. Of all the things I recall the love the most. Her hand on my shoulder and mine at her waist. This grief and this joy now allowed to be faced by the man whose evolving future is laced with a wisdom and sadness that cannot be debated. By the touch of her hand, so soft and so cold, so much like a snowflake you can't really hold. In your heart, in your hand, in the pit of your soul, where the diet is cast and your dreams take hold. And tonight, I dance with Patsy's ghost. Of all the things I recall the love the most. With a banshee's grin, she takes my lead. I close my eyes and it's all that I need to feel a spirit entwined with the earth and behold resurrection for all that it's worth. And I look in her eyes and it's death that I see. This fear and this faith, they will unify me with the boy who was and the man that will be, humble and brave in the quest to be free. And tonight, I dance with Patsy's ghost. All the things I recall the love the most. I recall the love the most. Thank you, sir. That was very nice. Thank you so much. What do you got next on the hit parade?
Well, I think I'll do Don't Bother to Knock.
Go for it.
And I think I'm not going to do any instruments with that. I'm just going to sing in here. So here's a song. So my ex-wife Sybil's in the audience, and she would remember many, many years ago when John O'Hara was here.
I do too.
And that's right. And we all used to do some music together. He was brilliant musician, nice guy, and good friend. And he had gone down to the I think the South Huntington Library, and was doing some research to find some music. Actually went to the library and got a book. Remember that? You go to the library and you get a book? And I came back with this song called Don't Bother to Knock. And none of us had ever heard it done by anybody. And he came up with, I think, an absolutely wonderful arrangement of it. And few years ago, I thought, I'd kind of like to do that song and bring it into our thing. But I didn't quite remember all of it, so I thought, well, let me just Google it, because that's what you do. And if I did try to go to the library, I don't know how long it would have taken to find out. Oh, just Google it to show it. Well, it didn't. It was taking a long time. I was almost going to have to bestir myself, but eventually I did find it. Apparently it was recorded by Carmel Quinn somewhere in the 50s or 60s. And it sounded very, very different from what John did. And each has their pros and cons. So I'm going to kind of combine them. What John did was like a nice narrative kind of version. Carmel's is and this is kind of better. So, here's what you do on the chorus. I sing, don't bother to knock, you go. I sing, don't bother to knock, just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, come in and make yourself at home. So you can sing it along, you can clap it along, whatever you'd like to do. Have you ever been to Riley's place outside of Ballyduff? They say that Riley has a still that brews the finest stuff. If you want to taste the Mountain Dew, then go there any day. If Riley hears you coming, he will lift his voice and say, don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, come in and make yourself at home. Now the quality of Riley's brew led quickly to his fame, but soon the local sergeant had caught on to his game. He hopped up on his bicycle and rode down Riley's way, and to his most officious knock, he heard old Riley say, don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, come in and make yourself at home. Now when Riley went before the judge, he thought he'd just be fined. It turned out that Riley's judge was not the drinking kind. He packed old Riley off to jail with very small delay. When Riley reached the prison gates, he heard the warden say, don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, come in and make yourself at home. Ooh, that was nice harmony. Now all the town was saddened when they heard that Riley died. His wake was well attended by good friends from far and wide. He floated up to heaven on a clear and pleasant day. When Riley reached the pearly gates, he heard St. Peter say, don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, come in and make yourself at one more time. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, just lift the latch and come right in, me boy. Don't bother to knock, don't bother to knock, come in and make yourself at home. Don't bother to knock. I love that song. Now, by the way, when I heard the original version, it didn't have the last verse in it, and that's a very a very important verse. So I made up the last verse to make it all make sense.
Oh, the folk process.
It's the let's fix this process. Okay. Oh, Lakes of Sligo. So we were doing some tune research, and we found this piece that's in a collection of Irish polkas, and polkas in Ireland, yes, in County Kerry, they do polkas, and they do them really, really, really fast. So it's a whole genre, and we were looking at it, and we've been arguing ever since about who figured out it sounds nice slowly, but it does sound really nice played slow. So we're going to do it both ways as an air type of tune.
Idea.
And
My idea.
I don't know. I was pretty sure I did.
No, I think it was Mary.
It was my idea.
Okay. You can get the royalties.
So let's just make sure we're close to each other. Well, that's okay. There it is again. I mean, we're going to be
You
able
can tell I didn't go to accordion school.
accordion school.
Well,
There is such a
actually,
thing
I have
as
an aside
accordion
on that. So this accordion I'm playing that I got a few years ago. Usually they're these. They have brand names from Italy or Germany. You know, I have a Titano, and there's Scandali, and there's Weltmeister and Honer. This is an Acme accordion. It's like, what is an Acme accordion? I bought it sort of in desperation because my main accordion was on the fritz. So I went to Liberty Bellows down in Philadelphia. Get it? Liberty Bellows? And what I like is that they have YouTube videos of all the used accordions. So I said, okay, send me that one. And I fell in love with it right away. But it's an Acme accordion, so I went and looked it up. So they're actually made by the Giulietti Company in Italy, and they had a shop in New York for the Acme School of Accordion in New York, in northern New Jersey, which still exists. So you can go to accordion school if you want to. Anyway, this is going to be the Lakes of Sligo.
Mr. Mayor, you good?
Lakes of Sligo, 2 ways.
Wow, Tempest has fudged it again. So we're going to have to do a little abbreviation. Let us do Kunla.
Kunla, this is the oldest song we do. This goes all the way back to the 14th century. Needless to say, it was in Gaelic then, and people sing an English translation of it. And when I heard that this was song was actually a lullaby, it didn't make any sense to me because the words did not suggest lullaby to me. Until you know that the word for lullaby in Irish translates as baby tickling song. And
Great. You want the baby to go to sleep and you're tickling the baby?
Yeah, it makes no sense,
don't know
right?
about that.
Kunla is an imp-like character. I don't know if he's anything like a Cluracan, but he gets around. Who is that there now? Wait a minute. Who is that there now tapping the window pane?